You and 9 of your best friends one night decided to go to a barbecue, when suddenly you got the flu-like symptoms, convulsions and seizures, stiff neck, diarrhea, confusion and nausea. Suddenly your boy call you back on your celly. 3 or 4 of them are dead apparently. Don't be surprised, hysteria, causing mass hysteria. What? Hysteria, what? Hysteria, what? Hysteria, what? Listen up. L monocytogenes, gram positive, rod shaped. Negative beta hemolysin, causing the destruction of red blood cells. Crips? No. Blood. What? Blood, brother. Bra, bra, bra. Alright, so yeah, Lil Wayne and I had a collaboration last week, and we really were concerned about Lysteria because 30 or 40% are gonna die, you know, if you have it. That's like 3 or 4 of your bros, man. Can't have that. So I'm gonna talk about Lysteria and why I think it's a very interesting bacteria, because of what's called the comet tail, right? And it's kind of like a pseudopod because it helps them move, right? So if you look in this diagram, I'm just going to explain it very quickly. So you've got the bacteria, and then it's got this pseudopod, and then you notice that there's these short, random filaments, and then you've got these long axial filaments, right? That's the structure of the comet tail. So, first of all, say you did go to that barbecue and you contracted Lysteria, right? If you're susceptible, if you're pregnant, if you're an unborn child, newborn, people with really low immune system, like people with AIDS, and the elderly. So if you're any of those people, you probably shouldn't eat raw meat, raw fish, milk, and other dairy products like cheese. So what's very interesting about Lysteria is that, you know, normally you've got your macrophage, and if the macrophage will, you know, chase foreign objects such as bacteria, and it'll eat it and it's done. With Lysteria, it's a different story because actually Lysteria wants to get eaten by things like the macrophage because then it infects your cell host. And the clincher is that you help Lysteria do its thing, right? Because when Lysteria enters, it uses your actin, your own actin cytoskeleton to build this comet tail. And so if you look at the second page right here, right, you have this is an infected cell in the bulk cytoplasm of the macrophage. So you have your macrophage here, right? And then it gets infected with Lysteria and it has that comet tail. So it's you know, swimming randomly, pushing along, and it keeps pushing and it creates this protrusion in the cell, right? And here's a non-infected, right? So it creates this protrusion by swimming, it keeps pushing it until it extends long enough, and then this one just phagocytoses this area here with the Lysteria, and then there it infects you while totally missing the immune body response, right? So very, very concisely, what this is actin filaments, right? And phaludine is the stain of the actin filaments. The scientists use phaludine to see this. And you've got your filamentous actin, and what it does is it goes through, if you look at the last page right here, it goes through the actin, comes out from the bacteria, and then what happens is, if it comes out straight, right, it just keeps going and going, keeps going, but then say it came out kind of like this, right? If it goes into a tangent, it's just going to get cut off, and that's how you get the short random filaments. Because if it's tangential to the bacterial cell, it'll just get cut off when it's a tangent. So there's another one, and then keeps going, and then this one goes into a tangent, so it goes and then gets cut off, and that's how you get the short random disease. There's lots to discover. Just, check it out on YouTube. It's really interesting.